Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to bring you on a July garden tour of my magnificent vegetable, flower, and fruit garden. Things are rapidly changing, and so I just wanted to take you on a quick tour and show you all the things, all the weeds. I'm being honest with you and showing you what it looks like as we speak right now. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you go grab a glass of sweet tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's get started. So I want to give you a quick glimpse at what we're going to look at today. The beauty is just unbelievable. So we are going to start our garden tour with the herb garden, and I always start here, and I've always hated it, but not this time. I actually redid the herb garden. I pulled all the weeds and I put mulch down, and that seems to have made all the difference in the world. The grass needs to be mowed, and I wasn't planning on doing this video right now, but we are getting ready to get a really big storm, and storms tend to do a lot of damage in this garden, so I wanted to capture July's garden tour before we take the risk of a storm damaging everything. So the herbs are coming along nicely. I am getting ready to use a lot of these to make some homemade spaghetti sauce and some salsa. So I'm really excited about that. Everything is looking really, really good. Look at the chamomile. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. Okay, this is my mess of a bed. There are potatoes under here. I have some butternut squash, little mini butternut squash that I planted on the edge. As you can see, there's one right here that's ready. I have some onions, and so tomorrow my goal is to get this bed completely cleaned out and leave the butternut squash, let it run this way. I have sweet potatoes here, let it run that way. I do have a little friend in this garden, and I don't know what it is. I think it's like some sort of a rodent. I saw it go running across yesterday. There are some bite marks out of my tomatoes, so I don't know what that is, but hey. So this bed is a hodgepodge and a hot mess, but that's okay. We will get this fixed up, and I don't know if I'll just leave it empty. Well, like I said, I have the sweet potatoes and I have the little butternut squash, but then after that I'll plant my fall crop. Here is my tomato forest. Just some things also to trigger my memory as I watch these back. I planted way too many cherry tomatoes. I think next year I want to plant maybe two cherry tomato vines, and that is it. I have about 8, and it's just way too much. A lot of them are just going bad, and I hate that. So we have our Carolina Reaper that is full of peppers. Let's see, you can see them all here. I'm not touching them, I'm just leaving them alone and letting them do what they do. Then I have across the front my peppers. Generally here, they get big later. They look like they're struggling a bit, but they're not. We've gotten some great peppers off of them, and so they are fine. My cherry tomatoes are producing their little tails off, and I mean, we've got some that are about 8 feet tall. Look at I planted bush beans by mistake, the darker green, and then I quickly realized and replanted pole beans, and so they have finally gotten their act together and are growing up the trellis. So hopefully we will have this covered soon. So that's looking really, really good. Every day they just grow a little more. This is the Roma tomato mess of a garden area, and then we have some other tomatoes across the back. It's a lot. We tried to stake them. As some of you know, if you've watched my videos, if not, I'll give you a little quick recap. We all got COVID when it was time to stake my tomatoes, and for 2 weeks I could not do anything outside. And by the time we got to the point we were all better, and I felt like back in the land of the living, my tomatoes had skyrocketed. I tried to cage them. I had wanted to do an overhead system this year, but I just had to work with them the best I could. I just didn't go in and prune, I just left it alone. And they are doing fine. They are a cluster. My tomatoes have never looked like this, but that's okay. We're getting tomatoes and it's working, so I'm okay with that. Next, I want you to see the explosion. I'm gonna walk through here and hopefully we don't find my little friend. So we have a sea of cantaloupe, cucumber, watermelon, and sunflowers. So let's go and let's look at first, without stepping on any. Look at all of the cantaloupe. They're everywhere. I have never been able to grow cantaloupe before because I have never had an enclosed garden. And this is 5 plants. So from here over, they have taken over the blackberries, the raspberries, everything. This is all cantaloupe. Crazy. Deer like to stomp cantaloupe, so I've never been able to have them. I got very impatient. This bed was looking bare for a long time, and so I decided I would plant some bush cucumbers. They are going crazy. So that's this center section. And then here we have, I think, maybe 7 plants of watermelon. And they have also gone crazy. You can see they're climbing up my fence, both sides. They're climbing up the sunflowers. So let me show you. We have beautiful, here's one. Here's one, here's a baby. We have so many. Oh, there's a little bunny outside the gate. So they have taken over my garden and I'm okay with that. Let's go over here, and I've just had to get okay this time with the lack of organization because my goodness gracious, this is a mess. Okay, here. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? Sunflowers follow the sun, and right now we don't have any sun, but it would be sort of overhead. It's overcast, so you can see the other sunflowers face that direction as well. All right, let's move right along to, this has exceeded my expectations. These are cucumbers, and they have finally touched each other. We are closing the gap, and we are now in, I don't know, I think it brings you back to the nostalgia of being a little kid and being kind of in a little hideout. When you stand under here, it's just the neatest feeling. And the cucumbers are magnificent. We are getting them by the bucketfuls every single day. So it's pickle making time. Woo, I've got to hurry. Okay, we have Finley's little snack peppers that she started from her grocery store peppers, and they have done magnificent. We have some sunflowers that were supposed to be dwarf in the back. They are anything but dwarf, and they are looking magnificent. We have lima beans that are back there. And then the sad part, we always get the virus from our on our squash and zucchini, and in a matter of days they are gone. I have been on a work project away, not able to get out and pick the garden, and so I have an overabundance of overripe squash and zucchini. So I'm probably just going to give those to all of the deer and bunnies because they are past their point, and I am unfortunately going to have to rip all of this out and dispose of it in the woods, which makes me really, really sad, but that's okay. We will just figure something else out for right here in this area. Now we have our corn. The corn it's gone crazy. So in the front here, we have our glass corn. And let's take a little sneak peek. I have not done this yet, so you're gonna do this with me. This one feels kind of full, but you know what? Let's do it. Okay, so it looks yellow. So maybe it takes a little bit of time to turn colors. I need to do a little bit of research. I don't want to, it's not ready. So we have tons of corn that are getting ready to come in, and then they are going to be, we're going to have tons and tons and tons. So that's good. All right. Now, from far away, this area is what dreams are made of. The flowers are so magnificent, and I just sit out on my porch up there. I have my coffee, we have meals, and I just am taken with the beauty of all of these flowers. They just are what dreams are made of. I've never, oh, look at the little hummingbird. Oh, look at that. So I have never grown flowers before from seed. I've done sunflowers, and that is it. And so I didn't know, there is a need for some, I think it's called Hortanova. Like it's a netting that is sort of a stake for your flowers. I didn't do that, and I'm going to show you the result. We have crazy amounts of weeds, but I didn't want to get in here. I didn't know, I planted tons of seeds, and I didn't know in the beginning what was seed and what was flower. So I have completely let this just go and be natural, and it is about a meadow. We have our milkweed here, a whole area of milkweed. We have a hollyhock that has just, the height and the weight of it when the rain came, it really just knocked it over. My roses, they are doing okay. Maybe not the best, and I've really thought about this may not be the best location, but I just think I need to do things a little different next year with how I plan and how I stake and all that good stuff, and I think we'll be just fine. So look at these purple roses. Aren't they gorgeous? I think the cool thing about gardening is that you learn. You learn, and you get to try again and try again and try again, and, look at that. A lot of times we want it to be perfect, and it's not, and that's okay. I think it builds character, right? So this is Finley's. This is Finley's fairy garden. The fairy garden is somewhere down there. I don't know. I don't know where. But we have wildflowers that we grew, a fairy mix, and they are just so pretty. The marigolds have just outdone themselves. I have never seen 5 feet tall marigolds. Have you? Crazy. Okay, let's go around the front. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the dwarf 8 foot tall Mexican sunflower. Dwarf, okay, 8 feet tall. It reaches above the top of the arbor, and it's so stunning. Like, the colors are so vibrant. I give you my cottage garden. My zinnias have all fallen, but man, do they not look gorgeous. The bees, the butterflies, and the birds are having a field day. And you saw the hummingbird. All of my bee balm has fallen down. So I'm going to come in here and try and neaten it up, but they're still blooming. I think it's going to be okay. My dahlias are getting shaded out by the taller plants, so they have sort of slowed down on their blooms, but just magnificent. This is magnificent. Okay, we're going to try and get over here and not disturb the bees. Whoa, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's just me apologizing to the bees. We have some celosia. my ferns are magnificent. And then this is my Dollar Tree bed. We have another dahlia. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back around and see if I can get to it. Can't get to it this way. So again, these are falling top heavy. Okay, all of you flower people, help. Tell me what to do. Tell me, do I go ahead and try and do something now? Do I leave them? Tell me what to do. Literally, this is the view. There's normally a path that goes through. I'm not interested in taking away the flowers yet, if that makes sense. So tell me what to do. Tell me what your best advice is. And let me go back here. Let's go look at this dahlia. Beautiful. Okay, I think that wraps up our quick tour, and I want to thank you so much for taking time to come along with me on this garden tour, and I cannot wait to show you what August has to offer already. As I said, things are rapidly changing, and so, you know, it's crazy to see all the things of summer, and to think that in just a few short months, we're looking at fall. Hobby Lobby even has all of their fall decorations out, which, you know, it's crazy. But I need to start planning that fall and winter garden. I need to start thinking ahead to my spring of next year and all of the craziness that comes with it. So I want to thank you so much for taking your time and going through my garden with me. I loved enjoying and sharing with you everything all together. I also want to invite you to come over and check out my daily updates and of landscaping and gardening and flowers and plants and all that good stuff on my Instagram, and that is at The Southern Daisy LLC. And also I'm starting to upload to TikTok, and I have a Facebook group, so I would love to invite you to come check that out as well. It is The Southern Daisy. So I look forward to seeing you in another video, and I thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.